Darin Benton again with Performance Motorcoaches. Want to do a quick little drive along in this 43 CMD. We did the walkthrough video of yesterday. We're going to jump in here, get going. This is a Peterbilt 389. It is the long hood version. There's no manual up here. We can get a long rolly toilet plunger up here if we need to. Let the seat way down. It's all the way down. So we're going to not go trucker mode. We're going to go back up and go for a little test drive. I'm going to put this down underneath my arm so the seatbelt doesn't hit my microphone. Put it in gear. Pretty much all of the newer trucks will have a similar type setup right here in regards to putting it into drive. Got your park brake right there. You got the rest of the coach going. The Eaton is not quite as smooth as either the Volvo iShift or the Detroit DT series transmission. So you got to give it a little bit of throttle to get it going. Definitely narrower cab. Kind of seems cut off a little bit of your dash regardless, just because of the close proximity of the dash and the steering wheel. But it does have full integrated radio and nav system, and it has all steering wheel controls that integrate as well. A little bit of hesitation in your shifts, but here we are. Not past the dealership and we're at 20 miles an hour. The transmission the shift points can be deviated a little bit, so if a customer really want to do something different, it'd be a matter of taking it back to a Peterbilt house and getting some of those shift points changed. It does have the additional monitor over here. We do have that set up for rear view cam, and then whenever I turn the turn signals, it'll switch to those. You can tap shift this. I won't tap shift it until I get up through the gears a little bit, but if you needed to downshift, basically just to press this downward. If you needed to upshift, you go upwards. It does have power mirrors on each side. They are heated. More old school type design. We're running about 55 here on the access road. We'll jump out on the highway out front. This does have dual fuel tanks on each side. So 90 gallons on each side, so 180 collectively of the fuel. It has about an 18-gallon DEF tank on board. These are speed governed from the factory, about I think it's 76 miles per hour. There again, that can be changed as well. So I'll go through. I'll slow down just a little bit. Engine brake is right here. You can hold it down for a little bit of more engine braking. We're in 12th gear. Went back up to 13th. So if I want to downshift back to 12th, I'm only going to have to go a little bit slower to get it to downshift, because we're running over 65. There we go. To get under 60, you can downshift. It's a little bit different feeling than the wider truck cabs. So the first time I drove one of these, I kind of felt myself on the left line quite a bit while I was driving. And I still kind of hug it just a little bit because I'm used to a traditionally a little bit wider cab. Everything is very easy to see. Still has some of the old school gauges here, but most of those gauges will mirror on the dash itself electronically. Live axle temperatures, we have live axle temperatures on some of those I'm running down the highway. We're running 73-ish. No issues. It is pretty windy. It's been really windy out here in West Texas here lately. We'll exit off the highway. I'll go ahead and engage the engine brake. That's all brake right there. You can kind of see how fast we're slowing down. It's all engine brake. And like I said, you can get some assisted engine brake. You pull down all this all the way. Turn that back off and get going. A little bit louder cab than some of the Cascadias and Volvos, but I really figured that this cab would have been a lot louder than the 567, but I would say they're about neck and neck. You get a little bit of wind noise with the mirrors in comparison, but all in all, it's a really quiet cab. I just figured this old school cab would have been a lot louder. Air conditioner heater, of course, a little bit smaller entry into your conversion. Be good for really hot temperatures if you're trying to keep the cab really cool just off the dash air, or if you're camping somewhere and didn't want to have to cool the cab itself, just pull that shade there. I drove the truck probably 150 miles whenever we were getting it initially prepped and ready to go. Some chassis alterations. Much different with a motorhome back here versus a big plastic sheet back behind whenever we were driving it earlier. Head back into the wind, a lot more wind than whenever we coming up the highway here. But pretty easy to jump in one of these and do a quick test drive here at the dealership on the highway that we're located. This is overall is about just under 44 foot, 43 CMD with the long hood. It's a 131-inch cab. You should probably hear a little bit more wind noise now that we're headed into the wind. It's probably 25 mile an hour plus winds that we're running into. Located just outside of Lubbock, Texas, which Lubbock, Texas is about halfway between the Dallas, Fort Worth, and the Albuquerque region, so out in West Texas. It's been very dry and dusty out here, so you get a pretty good idea of what you can expect on really windy conditions. You can see how long that hood is going outwards. Right at 75 miles per hour. Because of the little bit longer hood, it's not an incredibly sharp turning radius in comparison to, say, like your M2s. All the M2s will have a much tighter turning radius, but just a matter of kind of getting used to it a little bit with the different style chassis. So we'll exit off here. We're going about 10-15 miles an hour too fast for the exit, but really easy to take and handle. There again, that's all engine brake, no foot brake. Give it a little accelerator to cut the engine brake off. here to the off the first lane, you definitely want to. It takes a little bit getting used to if you're coming over from, say, a diesel pusher over to these trucks. So we'll kind of clear out this lane right here, pulling in. Start turning pretty darn fast. It takes the full width to get through here. It's back in our service area here, so you can see a lot of our service bays. Got a lot of Super Cs here on property today. So we have 50 amp plugs all the way across here for all of our service customers as well. Then we do some storage on premises as well. But just want to do a quick little video, kind of let you guys know kind of what to expect. Sorry we really didn't get all the gadgets and gadgets here, but just wanted people to kind of get the feeling of driving and also be able to kind of see what kind of wind noise you're talking about. But so this unit is available. It is a 43 CMD, can be had. It's 2023, and we'll try to link the videos together here. But I do appreciate you guys watching the video. Make sure you guys like, tag, and subscribe.